Smart players don't spend hours and hours grinding away to earn money on Gran Turismo, they game the system. Because after all, we play the game for fun, so we want to spend less time grinding for money to buy the cars we actually want to drive. So today I'm going to show you how we can use some GT7 loopholes that not many players know about to earn money easily, so you have enough cash to buy and drive whatever you want. These are the 5 highest credit per hour methods. Let's get into it. Now, before we get into the exact methods, which I promise I will go through, I need to explain how the theory behind all this works, because these are the fastest money methods right now with the current update, but I want to show you the core principles behind this so this knowledge never goes out of date no matter how many updates arrive on the game. So here's how it works. When you load into any race, the game estimates how hard the race is going to be for you, and then calculates the rewards for if you come first or second or third off that. For example, if you're racing against Formula Spec race cars in say a Fiat 500, you're playing on hard mode, so the game gives you a high reward. But what if we signed up for the race, then added a pre-made tune to the car that makes it easier to win the race? Well, the game can't change the reward for you now, so you make a lot more money for what is essentially a pretty easy race. Or what if you joined a race with an 800 pp limit that's full of GT3 cars, but in a detuned GT1 car, where you could still easily win and still get a great payout? And that's exactly what these 5 methods are. The best 5 races and car combinations to run to earn as much money as possible in as little time as possible. So now you know the theory, here's how you do this. So to start, the first method is going to be around one of mine and many others' favourite racetracks and pay out 1.5 million credits per hour. Not bad considering this is the lowest payout per hour I'm going to be showing you today. We're going to go and get ourselves the legendary 787B. What a machine. Then you need to customise your car so that GT7 allows you to sneak in and join this race. You'll need the hards, inters and the wet tyres, but then crucially the customisable racing transmission, and here's why. Now I want you to tune the car in the exact same way that I do. Right, I think that's it. So if you got this right, you can double check, because here it should say 799.93 performance points. And that's critical because the event we're going to go to is 800 pp maximum. So we're just underneath it. But before you go and join the event, make sure you go and change this all important setting. Very, very important. Double check that your race difficulty in the global settings is on easy, and we're going to head to Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, and the championship within this is going to be the World Touring Car 800 with a maximum reward of 1 million credits. Let's go. Okay, here we go. 60 minutes here at Spa, but I'm just hanging back to start with because this is not Sophie AI, this is the old AI. And they break in some really weird places. And we want to get a clean race bonus. So firstly, we obviously want to win. Secondly, we want a clean race bonus to maximise our prize money. So let's try and get to the front here without getting involved in any issues. We don't want that. Less than 30 seconds in. The speed difference is alarming. Okay, up to 14th already. Now I will explain why this works in a second, but first priority is safely getting to the front. Right, let's go. Mick! Hope that hasn't cost us our clean race bonus. So the tuning has essentially tricked GT7 into allowing us to drive a high downforce GT1 car against GT3 cars. But also there is another reason. This car is great on fuel and easy to drive in the wet, which will critically make things easier for us later on. One more car to go. Igor Fraga. Okay, here we go. We're about to get the lead. Just. Okay. Part 1 done. So we've got 12.4 laps of fuel. So as long as we make it, because we want to change onto those wets we bought. That's the plan. One of the reasons this event pays so well is because it's a long race at 60 minutes and you can have potentially very tricky conditions. But that's only an issue for you if you're on the wrong tyre or you run out of fuel. So, écoutez. In this event, it's usually going to start raining around 20 minutes in. So first of all, you need enough fuel to make it in that far, hence the fuel map change. When the weather does arrive, if the weather radar is showing light rain, put the inters on. Heavy rain, put the wets on. But the severity of the rain is random, so in my race it actually didn't rain that much, so I managed to stay on the hards. Then all we had to do was focus on not hitting any back markers to claim that additional 50% clean race bonus. Let's go. Let's see. 1.5 million credits. Let's go. Next up is a really fun race that pays out even more credits at 1.8 million per hour. And the trick here is the same, but we're going to tune this time a near 1000 pp car down to let us in to a maximum 800 pp race. So we're going to come out the 787B and we're going to head over to the F3500-A, 3500-A. Not sure how you say it, but you need this one. Another glorious sounding car. Make sure you pay close attention to the mods I pick here, because we're buying specific items to allow us to bring the performance down enough for the game to let us into this race. But even with the reduced performance points, we're going to have more than enough performance to make collecting the maximum credits here easily. Racing, we're going to need hards. I think we've already got those. No, we don't. So we need to buy some hards. Here's some ballast. We're going to need a power restrictor. Here's a power restrictor. We need a racing silencer. And finally, we need a fully customizable racing transmission. Okay, so now we've got all of that. We've got everything we need. Back to the garage now. Right, so here we are. Just set the car up exactly like I'm going to. Perfect. 798.90. If yours is like that, then you've done it right. We're going to head across to Sardinia and the World Touring Car 800 event. Welcome to Sardinia road track then for 15 laps here in what is essentially an old Formula 1 car. The first thing we're going to do is get that fuel mix up to 2 and then that radar back on, because we've got to make our way through the pack and not burn all our fuel. And these cars brake in some strange places around here, so you've got to have your wits about you. So by picking this car, we are both lighter and have a ton more downforce than the cars around us. And because this event is lap limited rather than time limited as it was in the last one out at Spa, this extra performance saves us time. And as they say, time is money. Or credits in this case. Now in, as I say, this old Formula 1 car. Amazing. And even though we've made some changes to it, it's still grossly overpowered. I'm really looking forward actually to getting through these cars here, because I've never actually driven this track in a fast car before, like a properly fast car, like a Formula 1 car. That's a really, really nice track. Right, let's just be careful here. Now you're just going to turn in anyway. Okie dokie. Let's just play it safe and go. Whoa! Right, up to P6 after lap 1. And as ever, the clean race bonus is worth an extra 50%, so you need to be careful. One knock could be very expensive. But there is also one other thing in this race that can really catch you out, and that is overtaking under yellow flags. So make sure you go steady when you're lapping the back markers. Right, how's the fuel looking? Six seconds already. Okay, so we need to make 15 laps on 2 tanks. Which we can start concentrating on once we dispatch of this Dodge. There we go. Now we can start concentrating on the fuel. 4.4. Whoa! So we're going to be coming in 2 laps. And what that will do, it will push us over to lap 8. So just over halfway. Let's just be careful. Clean race bonus is... Whoa! Is 50%. Right, here we go. Hards, I mean, you can maybe use them, maybe don't. Right, we've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 8 laps of fuel. Might do a bit of lift and coasting. Just at the 150, down to the 100. Brake. Nice and easy through here. Come out in third, actually. Better to be safe than sorry. Just over 25 minutes. P1 here at Sardinia. Let's go. Prize money 727,500. And we got our clean race bonus. Let's go. That is a lot of money. Now, if you've been following along in this video, you would have already earned 2.225 million credits. And if this video is helping you out, could I please ask that you help me out by subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. We're getting so close now to an incredible 300,000 subscribers. With that being said, let's get back to earning even more dosh. Okay, so with that blast through Sardinia in an old F1 car done, it's time for number 3 on our list. Now, I've got this in the garage, but you can get it from the Legends car dealership. And the car we want is, it is the Audi S1 Pikes Peak. Another fantastic car. What an absolute brute. We are now going to need to go down to the tuning shop because we've got to do some shopping. So we're going to need some ballast, a fully customizable computer, medium turbocharger, fully customizable LSD, we've got that, fully customizable manual transmission, a racing silencer which we've got, slotted brake discs which we've got, torque vectoring sensor differential which we've got, brake balance controller, customizable suspension, racing transmission. The tyres you're going to need are mediums and also inters and wets. And the final thing we need is the steering angle adapter. Now we've got all of this, we've got everything we need. Let's head back to the garage and put these things on. You just need to copy the exact tune I'm about to put on. Critically, you can see here our PP is now 696. So let's go over to the event in Europe at Le Mans, and we're going to go this time to the World Touring Car 700 PP or less. This is why it was important that ours was just under that. Okay, here we go. 30 minutes of Le Mans in the World Touring Car 700 event. Look at the speed of this thing. Now, first order of this event is just to get to the front of the pack safely. Now, two things can go wrong here. This car is a bit of a handful, just like that Formula 1 car that we used last time out, if you push too hard. So, we will win this race easily, as long as we don't push too hard. Let's just be careful here. We want that clean race bonus. They won't be getting it. Right, we're on the straight now. Oh, and look at the speed difference. This is crazy. So this is rinsing the same method as before, taking a specifically chosen overpowered car and detuning it to sneak just under another PP limit. Once I'm through, we can start talking about the weather that will be arriving, or that usually arrives in this event. Right, first chicane done. Okay, let's have a look at the fuel. So let's get that fuel up, because we want to make it to about 3 laps. That's the ideal here. The main thing is that this car is 4-wheel drive, so it's really easy on tyres, it's good on fuel as well, and can importantly handle any potential rain. So whatever the weather, you can win this high payout race nice and easily. I've got a Swift at the front here, excuse me, pardon me. Right, we're through, we're done, we're away. Of course, if you need to, put traction control and all that anti-spin and all that sort of stuff on. I haven't got it on here, but you'll be fine, it won't slow you down. Probably keep you pointing in a straight line. All we really need to do now is just pay attention to that weather radar. There's no weather at the moment. This is again as well, like that last race that we did, just an enjoyable combination. Getting to drive this car around an incredible track like Le Mans, it's just an absolute pleasure. And the fact that you're going to earn so many credits from it as well, I mean, it's just a no-brainer. So I'm just shifting halfway at the moment, as you'll see. In fuel map 6, shifting halfway. And that's just saving us a load of fuel. 2 minutes the gap now is. I mean, there is some weather, but at this point, we're staying on the slicks. Here we go. Mediums. We're just going to fill this thing all the way up. Let's go. Ooh, overcooked it there. Just the car reminding me that it is an absolute savage. Let's just have a look at the track. How quick's that arriving? Pretty quickly. Very quickly. Whilst this race is easy on paper, it won't be if you find yourself on slicks in the wet. So keep an eye on that weather radar and be ready to react if you need to. I mean, probably could get away with inters, but let's just not be silly. Wets. We've got enough fuel. No need to refuel. Perfect. Look at that damp meter. There's no one around, which is nice. Even if we're slow as heck here, it's safe. Just be careful. Clean race bonus is what we want. So I think maybe in hindsight, inters were okay. Now, even with all those tricks, there is one more thing you can do to save a few more precious minutes. We're just going to pull over here and we're just going to wait. 2, 1, final lap. Oh, he's not going round again. He's done. We win! That was so easy. 825k. Wow. 3 methods down, just 2 to go. Impreza Type R. Now, as with everything, we're heading over to the tuning shop. We've got quite a lot to buy with this car. So let's get started. And this time we're going to put some aesthetic mods on. But don't worry, these are serving a bigger purpose than just looking really cool. And for the first time, we're actually going to wide body this car. This will add stability and make this car easier for us to handle. There we go, look at it. And now we're going to engine swap it. And by doing so, we're going to have more than enough power to pull away from the AI. Sounds a little bit different. So now in this car is the rally engine from the classic Subaru. What an absolutely legendary car. Now these mods may seem minor, but they will allow us to tune the downforce later on, so they really do matter. Let's install them. Now we're going to make some changes to the aero. Front is going to be Type A. Side is also going to be Type A. Rear, you can just keep that standard. And for the wing, we want custom wing, high, Type 6. Very specific, but just get it. Finally, we want a roll cage, and that is going to be Type C. So now that we've done all this, we can finally head to the tuning shop and buy everything that we need. Sports hard tyres, fully customizable suspension, fully customizable LSD, torque vectoring center differential, fully customizable racing transmission, high RPM turbo, racing slotted discs, racing brake pads, brake balance controller, racing clutch and flywheel, carbon prop shaft, then weight reduction, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and finally increased body rigidity. Whew. Spent a fortune on this thing. Now back to the garage. We're going to head to the tuning sheet, and I want you to tune it just like I'm going to show you on screen now. Right, so that is just about everything. So now we can head over to the event. But before we do that, we're going to go here and we're going to change the race difficulty back from easy to hard. I'll explain why in a moment. This time, however, we're going to go over to Asia, Tokyo Expressway, and then we're going to come over to the World Touring Car 600. Okay, here we go. 12 laps at Tokyo Expressway. Right, we need this radar on because we cannot touch any of these cars. Now all that tuning has meant we have created a sub 600 pp car with a massive 780 brake horsepower, which means we are absolutely rapid in a straight line. And this was without doubt going to be the most difficult part of the race, weaving in and out of these slower cars without hitting anyone and risking our clean race bonus. But what we can touch is the wall. Especially at turns 1 and 2. Right, so as I was saying, this is Tokyo Expressway. And basically, you can just hit your way round here all the way till you get to the final hairpin. This is almost an away from keyboard type affair, but we'll save that for the very last one. Now, one thing I haven't done yet is put the fuel mix on 6 because we're going to need that. And the only time you really need to be careful is the final corner, because that's where you'll lose your clean race bonus. But this is what we've got. 12 laps. Hit as many walls as you want, apart from that final corner where you can't go wide, and you cannot hit any drivers, otherwise you will lose your clean race bonus. And the reason why we turned up the difficulty of the opponents is because you want to lap them as little times as possible, because alongside that final corner that I keep talking about. The only time you can really lose your clean race bonus is by hitting another car. It's quite sensitive. So if you turn up the speed, the less times you'll lap them, because they'll be quicker. So there's method in the madness. And let's just chill. I do not want to lose that clean race bonus here. With 12 laps of Tokyo Expressway. Just about done. Let's go. 825,000 credits for that. Clean race bonus. Let's go. Right then, this is it. The final money grinding and undisputed king of all events. Now get ready for this last one. When I learnt about this method, I was shocked that they actually allow this to work. And I'm showing you this one because it has a next level secret hack within it that enables you to literally print cash. But I'll show you how to do that at the very end. So we're going to farm the credit system to the absolute max by detuning and ruining one of the fastest cars in the game, the Tomahawk X, and massively tuning up one of the slowest cars in the game. So for the final time, let's go. Now this car actually is going to be our opponent. So let's go down now to the tuning shop. I'm going to buy a couple of things. So we need the ballast and we need the power restrictor. From semi-racing, we're going to need the fully customizable computer, which we've already got, and the fully customizable LSD. So let's pick that up. From racing, we're going to need a few things. We've got the brake kit that we need, the slotted discs, brake balance controller, fully customizable suspension, fully customizable racing transmission, and finally, if you haven't got them already, the racing softs. Now once we've bought all of those, we're going to go over to the garage and the tuning sheet because we need to make some changes. First thing you want to do is check everything that you've bought has actually gone onto the car. It should do, but it's always worth just checking. It looks like everything that we bought is on. And the only thing you need to really change here is in the racing gearbox. Firstly, we're going to put the top speed all the way down to 500. And then we're going to manually adjust some of these gears. Right, that's done. Now, what we're doing here is making GT7 think that this is a high performance car. It does have 2,500 brake horsepower after all. But lowering the ratio so the car tops out at a low speed means that these AI cars are going to be bouncing off the limiter and they'll have no chance of catching us. Now, we need to go and get the car that we're going to be driving in this. Okay, so from one of the most expensive and powerful cars probably in your garage and in the game, we've got to go all the way down to the bottom and get one of the cheapest and slowest. Here we go, the Honda Beat. What a beauty. We're going to head over to car maintenance service because we're going to give this thing an engine swap. Here it is, right down the bottom. And we're going to put the K20 Civic engine in it. Throw it in there. I do like that. I do like that animation. Right, this is a bit better. Let's listen to it. You can still do something with this. Now, just like the Subaru before, we are adding the aero parts so this car is a little more stable. Custom parts front. We're going to go type B. Side, we're going to go type B as well. And then wing, we're going to go to custom wing and high. What a beauty. Look at the state of that. Oh dear. Now we've made these changes, we can now head over to the tuning shop where we've got quite a lot of shopping to do. Weight reduction stage 1, comfort hards, and if you don't already have them, the mediums. Moving across to Club Sports, bore up, high left camshaft, close ratio transmission, weight reduction stage 2, power restrictor, and ballast. Onto the semi-racing page now, crankshaft, fully customizable computer, high RPM turbo, height adjustable suspension, fully customable LSD, and weight reduction stage 3. Moving on to racing now. We've got a stroke up, engine balance tuning, polished ports, anti-lag system, racing intercooler, air filter, silencer, manifold, fully customizable suspension, racing clutch, transmission, and finally from this page, racing softs. Now moving over to Ultimate with the titanium connecting rods, with the high lift camshaft, and then finally we're going to go back to Extreme for the all important nitrous oxide. That's us done. Okay, with all that shopping done, let's go back now to our garage where we're going to set up not one tuning sheet but two. And you do that by going into settings here, add a sheet, and we're going to call one slow because it's going to be your slow one, and we're going to call the other one fast. But follow me through while I put all the slow settings on this. There we go, 298.41. That looks a bit better. Now we've got the slow one. Let's add a sheet and call it fast. There we go. That's all done. If you have it right, it's 393.9. Now, put it back on slow, because remember what I said in the intro about tricking the game? We're going to use that right now. This time we are going to America and going all the way down to Daytona International Speedway. Now, rather than doing one of the ones up here, we're actually going to go down to Custom Race in the Tri-Oval. And this is what we're going to set up. 15 laps, 20. We're going to start at the back. 15 rolling start. Boost off, slipstream strength weak, mechanical damage off, tyre wear off, fuel off, low grip off. Nitrous times 10. Because we want that bad boy to last the whole race. Leave weather as it is. Rival car professional. And rival car selection, we're going to select from our garage. Now we're going to open this up. You can see they're all Honda Beats apart from us down the bottom. So we're going to change every single car apart from us at the bottom to our SRT Honda. Right, there we go. All of them are Tomahawks apart from us. Apply. Now what you want to do here is save this, because you're going to want to rinse and repeat. So save these settings. Call them whatever you want. Ultimate Money Talks? Ultimate Money Race. There we go. Then you know exactly what it is. And you can do this every single time. Now you go start race. And this is the critical bit. Once we've loaded in, the race thinks that you're in a very, very slow Honda Beat. However, we've got our second setting sheet that we saved earlier. Fast. There we go. Now, we're a teeny tiny bit faster. And we're about to destroy all of these Tomahawks. So, let's go racing. Look at that thing. Wonderful. Now, they're going to get away. Don't worry, we'll be back with them soon. But welcome along to 15 laps of the Daytona Tri-Oval. Excuse me while I put some nitrous on. Go, 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 go. Now, we're in a bit of a hurry to get past them there because, as you may have noticed, you're okay to ride the walls here, but you can't touch any other car, otherwise you will lose your 50% race clean race bonus, which is not what we want, especially at a race that's I think around 200,000 credits for just 15 laps. It's probably going to be about 40 seconds a lap. So just over 10 minutes, 10, 12 minutes, something like that. Okay, we're coming up on the pack again. We've just got to be careful here. Now, this is without doubt the fastest way to gain credits in Gran Turismo 7. But don't confuse fastest with easiest. Remember, we have one more trick up our sleeves to show you, and if you haven't seen it before, I guarantee you it will absolutely blow your mind. Whoa, this thing is quick. Right, here we go. 15 laps done in under 11 minutes. Let's see how many credits we get. Clean race bonus. Let's go. 319,500 credits for 11 minutes work. Incredible. Okay, so we've just gone to number 1 in our list, but there's actually one that's even easier than that. All you need is one of these, and you don't even need to be there. So let me show you how to set this one up. First of all, we need to go back to Garage because we had our fast settings on. We need to get our slow settings back on. So let's go here, slow. Now we're going to head over to the controllers. In options, we're going to turn the vibration function off. So this will be on. We're going to turn that off. This will be on strong, and that will be on strong. So you want to turn off the trigger effect for the accelerator and the brake. So there's no vibration going through this thing at all. Then move across to wireless controller. Up here, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be left stick, unless you're going old school and using the directional buttons. But this is the one you want, the motion sensor function. So select that. That's all you need to do. Now we can head over to the world circuit. We're going back from where we once came. Daytona Tri-Oval. Custom race again. Tri-Oval. And we're going to load our previous settings. So if we want to do this for 15 laps, we're going to get 213,000 at least. Let's say you want to do it for 30. 426. You can go all the way up. I think it's 37. 37 is 500,000 credits. Let's see. Yeah, the diminishing returns after that. But let's see for science, how much would you have to do to get 1 million? Oh, I don't even think it will. Nah, you'd only get to 782,000. So let's go back to our original plan. We're going to go to 30. We go to 30 here, and that will give us a reward for winning of 426,000. And if you're lucky, you'll get a clean race bonus as well. If you're lucky. So the final thing we need to do before we jump into the race is go into our settings again, and once again put on our fast setting sheet, and then we're good to go. All you need to do now is figure out a way to keep this thing down and a way to prop up your controller so that you're ever so slightly in the wall. I'll show you how I do it now. I'll see you guys in about half an hour. Right, how are we getting on? In about half an hour, well, 25 minutes. And it looks like we're still going strong. And here we go, out of the final corner. And after 28 minutes of doing absolutely nothing, we crossed the line in P1. Right, I'm going to grab my controller now. Here it is. Sellotape and all. Don't know if you can see that. Everyone was lapped 3 times. We got a clean race bonus as well. 639,000 credits. That is without doubt how the smartest of the smart grind for money on Gran Turismo. Incredible. However, if grinding for credits isn't your thing, you're going to want to check out this video next, how smart people make money without grinding on GT7.